Now on Bounce, a traveling exhibition is coming to the Fort Mill History Museum next week, and it's a pretty big deal. Tonight, the consulting director, executive director, Ann Evans, and the deputy director of the museum, Kira Ferris, are here to talk to us more about this. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming out on a Friday night. This exhibit, the name of the exhibition is The Life and Times of Congressman Robert Smalls. He born 1839 to 1915. Over to you first, and sort of a brief history lesson on this congressman.
It's an amazing story. Born in 1839 in Beaufort, South Carolina, to an enslaved family. He lived with the McKees in their house in Beaufort. He really didn't work early on the plantation itself, which was on Ladies Island, but he grew up in that household and enjoying the lifestyle, really, of up-class home in Beaufort. Well, he was then sent from Beaufort to Charleston and rented out, as slaves sometimes were, to work at restaurants, lamplighter, however his master might choose to make money from his labor. This we have here is some of the badges that those who were rented out had to wear to show that they were allowed to work these jobs.
And to go from those beginnings to being a congressman.
Five-time congressman serving in the U.S. Senate
for
South Carolina, and introducing some very important legislation, the compulsory school law, and fighting hard for all of the funds and the laws that created Parris Island, the Marine base that exists today.
Wow. Over to you, Kira. What are some of the items we're going to see on this exhibition? You have a couple of props here in studio.
Yes. Over here we have a quilt by Marche Fraser, and it is part of a series of quilts she did, and one of them was for Robert Smalls, kind of depicting his life working on the CSS Planter and his rise to congressman. Also over here is a picture of the CSS Planter done by his daughter, who died in 1920, though there's no exact date to it. She did a wonderful technique of reflection in this painting.
How long is this exhibition going to be at the museum?
It's through January 1st.
Okay, and it comes when?
It is open right now.
Open right now. Okay, so plenty of time. What is the hope in terms of what you want folks to take away from this?
The extraordinary events that took place in his life. Early on, age 12, sent to Charleston. During the Civil War, he was a pilot on the boat that took cotton and passengers up the Pee Dee River, or down the Pee Dee River to Charleston.
Wow. He
actually stole the CSS Planter, took it out of the harbor as its captain, and presented it to the Union troops. Then he became a captain not only of the Planter serving for the Union Army, but he also captained the USS Keokuk and served in 18 battles, and then came back to South Carolina to serve his state. And so what I want people to take from this is what an extraordinary life with an extraordinary mission can do, and that this is something that we need to focus on. This was an African American who accomplished this task, you know, and who served his state.
Ann Evans and Kira Ferris, we appreciate your time tonight. Sometimes you don't know that history so rich is literally right in your backyard. Here's the information. You can see the traveling exhibition starting next Wednesday. That's October 1st at the Fort Mill History Museum on North White Street in Fort Mill. Every Wednesday to Saturday between 10 and 4. They say this is through January. You have plenty of time. For more information like admission rates, log on to WBTV.com. Look in the Web Extra section under the Home tab. Ladies, thank you again for spending part of your Friday night with us.
Thank you.
We're back with more news on Bounce right after this.